So to continue, like I kind of missed the first part of that because I came in late. Did anybody say that they have any NFTs or?
No.
So
I
don't own a single one.
My one friend's older brother, he got into NFTs, and so this is why I don't really think like I agree with you how they're a scam.
Right.
But so basically, he saw on Instagram or on Twitter, I don't remember which one. He was like, oh, there was this thing. Snoop Dogg had endorsed it. It was like, oh, you know, we got to get our funds up and we're going to release the NFTs. They're going to look sick. You know, they're going to be worth so much. We got Snoop Dogg on board. And so he gets like the link to Discord. He pays like close to $5,000.
Wow, that's
to get in and get like he wanted to get 10 of them because they were like, oh, these are going to be worth like I don't know how much like the ether thing they're going to be have like what one ether is like
blockchain.
$2,000. They're going to be like worth like 100 ether. Like they're going to be worth so much money. And so they're like the date is March 1st. We're releasing it. 2 weeks beforehand, they're like, oh, we got to push it back. I'm already like, dude, you got scammed. Like, I was already you're scammed.
Immediately.
He was like, no. He was like, no. I swear, like,
trust me.
It's just, it happens. You know what? It happens. So they dropped the NFTs, I think at the end of March. Doesn't look anything like the art that they had said. Snoop Dogg's not even on board anymore. And when they drop, they're worth like 50 cents each. And I'm like, so is there any way to get your money back? And he's like, maybe. And I'm like, no.
Maybe. You're done.
You're done.
God.
And that's like that's a I know him, so it's like a personal one for me. I guess I don't really feel that bad. I told him not to do it, and he did it anyway.
Can't say you didn't tell him so.
But like I feel like that's all you see about NFTs is either like, oh, the celebrities have them.
Exactly. It's been a big thing with the celebrities. Like if you look on Twitter, like all of their profile pictures, like within the past 6 months.
It's that monkey picture.
Exactly. A monkey or like any type of cartoon type of thing. Like exactly. All that type of stuff. They have like wizards and stuff. And then I feel like people are also trying to like integrate it into like stock markets with crypto and stuff like that too.
It's definitely become the third leg of that kind of meme stocks. And crypto, crypto shit coins.
Like Reddit stuff you'd see. All that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just feels like it's like if you have like the funds to start one or the funds to like get into like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I think it's called. You'll do a good time. You'll have like you'll be able to make money off of it.
You have money already.
But like you're selling people like a dream basically.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're not gonna get like you're gonna like because these things cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Of course.
And then it's just like it's either people getting ripped off or artists getting ripped off because they make artwork and then some guy just takes that and puts it in the blockchain. It's like, oh, that's mine now.
Screenshot,
I have the copyright to that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like that's basically what I've seen. I've seen like the interest in them has like tanked over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like I remember they were like big like I don't know, a couple months ago. Like even up to like last month though they were big. But like I've seen like that and with like how you were talking like with the metaverse, like it's like kind of dipped. Like I feel like the metaverse is more like realistic.
Yeah, but more like, so than the NFT factor.
But I don't see like how like anybody can still be like really big on NFTs. Like it's kind of been like the curtain's been
like
pulled
the fall
back.
off. Yeah, you can tell like it's always that like hype. That like big hype, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like you don't hear about it. Then something else comes up, and something else takes the
I didn't even know that happened.
Majority of topic.
I mean, it's like more recently that it dipped, but like it's like I saw like something on Twitter, like someone retweeted like the NFT Bros getting owned account or whatever, and it was like the Google search rates and like the prices of NFTs and stuff like that had gone from like all the way up here to just like nosedive.
It just dropped. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Because it's basically its own stock market, like especially with crypto involved and stuff like that on these blockchains, and you're projecting like this, like you said, you're selling a dream. You're projecting this to like a mass audience who doesn't have like a lot of people don't have $10,000 to just dump in and be like, oh, you know what, like this piece of art, sure, it could make me a lot of money, but that startup fund is just not there, and like pretty much are selling a dream.
There's also been some really high-profile thefts and heists, so that's shitted up a lot of the confidence in the ability to hold them.
Right, there'll always be scammers.
Because people, they get like 90% of the way in, and then that last 10% is like the minutia of like holding and like securing things. It's a lot like how money used to be, where like people would get a lot of money and then they keep it in their mattress
Yeah.
And
People were afraid of the banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like how it is now. People
Yeah.
are getting all these things and they're not putting them in cold storage wallets. They're keeping them on open markets.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're on an open market, if a scam comes along or if a exploit is found, it's gone.
Right. And digitally, it's gone in a second.
And it's been laundered 8 times, and it's just you're never gonna see it again.
No, right.
That happened recently with a big Bitcoin thing where
Yeah.
all this Bitcoin got taken out of this wallet by some kind of social engineering. So this woman was like social engineering people, like nerds, to like get their crypto, and they were like, oh well, let's trace where the crypto went because we can do that, and they traced it right to a launderer, and it was gone.
Of course. A direct source.
I feel like on social media too, like if I've ever tried to look up like stuff about NFTs and like crypto, I'll look it up on Twitter or something, or like all I see on social media is
That's
just
Twitter's
scams
what I
and
use,
stuff, like just mostly Twitter. Like it's just all like you look up NFTs, it's just all NFT scams, and like there's like people like, oh, I lost my NFT, like I got scammed, and then like right underneath that, the first reply will be another scam trying to get them to like, oh, I can help you out, like I got you.
And it's like a rabbit hole scam.
Wait, so how are people scamming other people?
Well, some of the ones that I've seen have just been like really basic. Like people give up their username and password to like their wallets, like something like really big. Like if like someone asked me like, "What's your Gmail?" or like, "What's your Gmail password?" Like, "What's your like Instagram like password?" I'd be like, "Get out of here!"
What? Yeah, what? What do you mean?
Why would you even give someone your password?
I don't know.
If they ask you?
I just find it funny because these people, like the NFT people, kind of seem like they like want to be like really intellectual.
Of course, and
about
secured
stuff.
with it and all that stuff. And then now look how.
And then they fall for like the oldest scam.
The most like
from.
RuneScape tier schemes.
There's always videos on TikTok trying to educate people on NFTs and stuff, and the people that like they want to figure out how to get rich fast, fall for videos like that, and they listen to them and they think like, oh, I should try to do this, and then they end up falling in a scam like that.
It's that like typical pyramid scheme, like,
of course.
Hey, you remember me from high school?
Yeah.
Well, guess what I've got?
You're like, wow, what?
Yeah, I feel like I know a decent amount of NFTs, and I still feel like I know nothing.
Yeah,
like, I wouldn't even think about even buying like even like.
You can tell there's so much that like is yet discovered.
Yeah.
And look how fast like already like the scams came in or the decline of it, and this really like this just started popping off. Like I feel like it was around like New Year's. It was like right before the New Year. It was like that was like the real big thing. And now already.
It's also like one of those things where it has like meme synergy.
Yeah.
Where like current thing happens, NFT project instantly.
Trend.
George Floyd.
Right.
There's a whole George Floyd NFT series.
Yeah.
And it's insane. They donated a George Floyd NFT to Ukraine.
What?
When Ukraine opened up their like Bitcoin wallet, like, hey, we're getting invaded here. They were like,
oh,
guess what we're donating to you?
Yeah, you got some
beautiful George Floyd NFT.
They're trying to make like music and stuff and NFTs and stuff.
I don't even know if I could take this that serious.
Yeah,
exactly. That's where things start to hit the what are you doing?
Right, that's where it's questionable. It's like
but I think the future of NFTs is definitely like digital documentation.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Like you said, your driver's license.
Yeah.
Is anything like maybe your birth certificate, social security ID, all that type of stuff.
Deeds, property like ownership,
the title of a car,
stocks
like
themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Stocks will be non-fungible tokens.
Exactly.
And that'll help like with companies issuing more stock than they actually have.
Okay.
That's a big problem, especially like with the GameStop debacle. That's what people are betting on.
Right.
These companies have issued more stock than actually exists. That probably won't exist anymore if every stock is an NFT, because you'll be able to verify that, in fact, this does exist, and what you're holding is real.
I don't even think about it like that.
Yeah, and like I said, like that's good for like especially like documents and stuff, like our documents, licenses and stuff like that. Like that's good for, I feel like, preventing identity theft and stuff
Businesses
like that. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're operating like a modern business, you have all of your liquor licenses, your occupancies, and your inspections all in your business's wallet, and then if somebody wants to see it, they can pull that up digitally.
Yeah.
And verify that it's real.
Right.
Now that'll take a lot of innovation on the government's end, and government isn't too good at innovating unless they can make a lot of money out of it.
I feel like that might be something they could make a decent amount of money on.
Wait, guys, I have a question, but it's like off topic.
Go
What
for
do you
it.
guys think about Elon Musk wanting to buy Twitter?
It's very interesting.
It's very interesting to see the people trying to oppose him buying Twitter.
Yeah.
Like Saudi princes and
I feel like he
Yeah,
knows
it's like-
something. I
right.
feel like he knows something that we don't know.
exactly.
Well,
He
didn't
knows something that we don't.
Jack Dorsey falling in behind him.
Yeah.
That's a little suspicious when the owner of Twitter is falling in behind somebody that wants to quote unquote destroy Twitter.
Right, and like re-amp it and all that.
What
free
is that all
speech.
about?
Yeah.
Well, I think didn't Twitter just try to do something with like how their stock and like shares are set up to like where they were trying to get
A discount. If you
yeah.
own stock, you
so
get a
more
discount
people
for
could
buying
get it, so
more
he
stock.
couldn't get a majority share in the company.
But like that might be illegal, and then it also comes down to if Elon Musk offers Twitter stockholders a fair price on their stocks, it's in the interest of the board to accept and pay their shareholders the money that they're here to make. And that might be one angle of attack where the government can come in and be like, hey, you aren't helping your shareholders as you're not doing your job as the board. He offered you this amount of money. If the shareholders all get together and vote, we want that money, and you didn't provide the money, there might be something there.
You could also be in cahoots and just trying to build like media attention right now. So like they could be like, oh yeah, Elon Musk is
Hype.
Elon Musk is also not above scamming. He did the whole thing
Yeah.
with Dogecoin.
Yeah.
He pumped it up to 70 cents and then dumped it and turned that all back into money. And now Dogecoin hasn't gone above like 16 cents, 17 cents.
I
in the
remember
last-
that. I remember, oh my god, like a year ago when that like blew up. I remember that. I'll never forget that. Everyone was like, buy
What,
Doge.
Dogecoin?
Yeah, they were like, buy Doge, buy Doge, buy Doge.
I would have made so much money.
Bad
if I had
memories
just,
of
if I had
different
just jumped
cryptos.
with
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
I still remember when I was like 11, and I was like, my one friend was like, you guys should get some Bitcoin. I was like,
Right.
Bitcoin. It was like cents at that
Right,
point. And
that's-
I'm like,
that's
"Ah,
crazy."
really
I didn't
should've-"
even know
like,
Bitcoin existed until like not that long ago.
I was like,
when it
I-
already was worth like a lot of money.
I was like, I could have
I heard
like
about it.
hundreds of these things and be
Right.
like retired already.
In 2013, I was offered to get in on Bitcoin mining, and I thought, that's stupid.
Right.
Why are you buying all these GPUs to mine what?
Right.
Instead, I spent
that's
all my
crazy.
money on the Kardashian game.
Oh, man.
It would have been like
to
$200.
get money so that I could invest.
Yeah. It would have been $200. $200 to me today is nothing.
Yeah, right.
And that's what it would have cost to be a millionaire.
Yeah, today, in today's
2013.
world. Oh my god. And
It'll
people
be
had like
interesting, though.
flash drives that they just found with like Bitcoin on it from like 10 years ago.
People that were into buying drugs
Yeah.
in like the early days would use Bitcoin because at the time it was untraceable.
Like that Silk Road thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So people would they saw this is the common story I hear about people I know that have a lot of it.
Yeah.
They saw that Bitcoin would like go up, so
Yeah.
every time they'd go to buy whatever, they'd be like, oh well, now the price has increased because Bitcoin's 3 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
So they bought Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin now, and held it so that their currency wouldn't inflate. It would appreciate, and they could buy more drugs. And then either they got off drugs, or they forgot about it,
Right.
or whatever, or they got out of jail, and then they realized, oh, I have 10,000 Bitcoins at $250,000 each.
Jesus.
Then that's a true story. That last one, he's like, I got out of jail. I went into jail, a crackhead.
Yeah.
I got out of jail, a millionaire.
Right. Now he's a millionaire. Pay for all like the
that's a real
rehabilitation you
story?
need.
Yeah.
That really happened?
Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And he just like lives. He owns a like gas station.
He just
Which
lives.
is- He gets out and he gets out of jail and he's learned his lesson and he found out that he's only the God now, which is like I can understand the kind of providence.
Yeah.
Of that. Like,
Yeah.
I get out of jail, I repent, I find I have millions of dollars.
Yeah, life is amazing now.
He owns a gas station. He's got like 3 kids.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man.
Feels better than me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Goes out on the boat every weekend. Who am I?
Yeah, you know what? Props.
So one thing I kind of did want to circle back to real quick was with Elon Musk and Twitter. Do you guys all use Twitter?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
So,
still on Twitter.
Unfortunately,
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
still very addicted to Twitter, especially for like sports news and stuff.
Yes.
But my question was for you guys: is like, how much do you think? Let's say Elon Musk does take over Twitter. Do you think it will change? Like, do you think it'll change at all, or like, do you think there'll be major changes? Like, what would you expect under like an Elon Musk kind of Twitter?
I hope it changes for the better.
Right.
But
You
like,
can
what
only
would you
hope.
like? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's very much a sort of culture of like fear on Twitter.
Mm.
Like a lot of people are afraid to say what they want to say, for better or for worse. And I don't know how much I like that.
Mm.
So maybe if Twitter has somebody on top of them, where they're like sort of directing the show, maybe the people that are moderating Twitter will be less bold.
I could see less censorship, probably.
That's exactly what I
yeah.
was gonna
That's
say.
probably the
Bring
main
in.
difference.
Yeah.
Probably
At
less
least I hope
censorship.
so.
You could probably say more things that you want to say without getting banned.
Right.
Because
Your
people
account
get
will shut
banned,
down.
they'll lose their accounts
Mhm.
for like literally nothing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that Twitter sides more with like liberals and like liberal views, and if
Right,
you have
right,
any like
right.
conservative thoughts and
Right, anything
opinions,
opposing.
that can get you banned basically.
Mhm.
So I don't think stuff like that will happen anymore if he ends up taking over.
Mhm.
But the way that he uses Twitter, like Elon Musk specifically, like he really loves memes and like
Yeah.
tweeting really sarcastic,
He's
like
not,
silly things. He's not like super serious on
No.
there.
Yeah, he's not like how Donald Trump was.
Yeah.
Right.
He's using it to like antagonize people.
Yeah.
He's just like he's like, here, I found a picture. How do you
Like
like
he
that?
Yeah.
literally, he like tweets like it's 4:20 o'clock. Like he like, tweet, like
Yeah.
he's like
random
4:20.
stuff. Right?
Yeah, like he literally like
Like he's in college with us.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
And like if that's the kind of attitude that Twitter's gonna revert back to, I don't mind that.
Right, that's awesome. Like I feel like that would just like also increase like good vibes and positivity in the social media world. Like
Like
to
go
see
back
that.
through Tyler the Creator's timeline, like way back. That's the kind of place I want to be.
Right.
Like Tyler, I don't even think Tyler the Creator posts anymore.
Felicia the goat.
Yeah. But like I saw a thing where it's like the top Twitter most followed accounts don't tweet.
Yeah,
a
really.
lot of people gave up on Twitter.
Mm.
Or if they do tweet, they tweet through like a program like Hootsuite or something.
An
So it's being
automated-
run by somebody else.
Yeah.
Even though all the memes that you see on every other social media platform was on Twitter first,
Mhm.
and then it went on Facebook, and then it went on
Exactly.
Instagram, and then it went on TikTok.
Exactly.
So-
It all came from Twitter.
Really, all the people that are still on Twitter see it firsthand.
Well, that's why I like Twitter so much, just for like not even like because the memes are there first, obviously. But like even like I said before, like sports stuff, like sports news. If I'm like just scrolling through Twitter, I'll get breaking news like 20 seconds ago. Like,
Exactly.
oh, a big trade happened in
Yeah.
the NFL.
Yeah.
Like oh, this guy's retiring or
Right.
or
If something just
happened,
happens,
yeah.
it'll be on Twitter instantly.
Like,
Like the Pittsburgh's
Talking about Dwayne Haskins.
Pittsburgh's quarterback. Like you found out
Yeah.
about that when it happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy because I was just scrolling through Twitter checking like probably because I'm a big Devils fan looking through Devils team news because they're
Yeah.
about to play or something and I'm like, oh my god, Dwayne Haskins got hit by a car and
Yeah.
died. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like surreal. It was like something like I had to look up and make sure like
Mhm.
you know someone's not just making this up because there's a lot of things like I see on Twitter first. I'm like, oh my god, like that's crazy.
Right.
And then you see like
yeah.
video of him getting hit by like the truck.
I did
Right,
not
there's
see
like
that.
there's raw like
But, yeah, I do
there's
know
like
that
raw
there's a
news
lot
on
of-
Twitter, like especially like with the whole Ukraine thing. Like I remember like going on Twitter every 20 seconds there was a new video, the world we live in, where everyone has a phone in their pocket, and you really do see like raw footage of like what's happening.
And then you also get like the ghost of Kiev, where it's
yeah, that thing.
it looks real, but
Right.
it's not.
And then things spread around and stuff like
But
that.
that's
And there
also
will be a lot
like
of
the
fake.
cycle. That's also the cycle of
Yeah.
like that's the propaganda war almost, where
Right,
that's
right.
like kind of almost like chaff to distract you from maybe what, like if you see the ghost of Kiev, maybe you don't see what's actually happening, or if there turns out to be like somebody actually doing something in Ukraine, you might be like, is this fake?
Right.
And that might be.
Because then we just set up some sort of like
I've already been tricked once.
Yeah, right. Fool me once.
I think you did make a great point though about how like it's so like you can see like raw footage, like the shooting in Brooklyn. What was it, last week?
Yeah.
Oh, in the subway, right?
Yeah, I scrolling through looking at the news, and all of a sudden I just see a video of blood everywhere, like
right.
on the ground, like any type of like.
It makes the way that we record and remember history like so different.
Exactly.
Now we can like take our phone out and physically record it.
You're here like in the moment, and you can share it.
And you can live stream it, like you could go on live and stream it to hundreds of people.
The Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
In real time.
The guy was doing that at the Kyle Rittenhouse, like when Kyle Rittenhouse shot those guys in wherever he was. He was following. He was reporting on the like riots that were going on.
Right.
And he starts following this one kid, and then the whole altercation happens.
Right.
And it gets caught on camera the whole way.
Damn.
And you got to see that live almost. Like if you were paying attention, you got to see that live.
Or like school shootings are even scary. I can't watch videos like that. It makes me really upset.
One of my friends on Twitter, she was live tweeting that there was an active shooter in her like school building, and there actually was one, and it was like terrifying. It's like, I know this person. They're live tweeting like, oh my god, the SWAT team's here. We can hear gunshots. It's like,
she brought up
people
a great
recording
point.
in the classroom, like everyone hiding behind desks, and you hear like shotguns going off in the hallway.
Exactly. She brought up a great point.
Disturbing.
I was going to talk about, like the Parkland High shooting. When that happened a couple years ago. Same thing. There was videos of blood on the floor. The kids are like ducking down, and you hear outside the classroom gunshots. I'm like, and you're really watching that firsthand. Like that just happened today. I was like, what?
Like you see 9/11, something like 9/11. There, you still get footage. You still get not footage, but you get like phone calls.
Yeah.
And people calling people on the plane after the hijackers took over, and people calling from the towers. Imagine if that had happened and they had smartphones. How much more would we
exactly.
I mean, because I'm sure if you look up on Twitter, on YouTube, because there's been hijackings since.
Yeah,
like I'm sure you could find a video of someone videotaping like
the plane coming towards the town.
Even that.
Like if you had somebody with a fast hand and their phone was already out,
push a button.
Because it takes 3 seconds to get to the just bop.
Yeah, camera app.
Recording. And then when the phone gets destroyed because it gets hit by a plane, that gets uploaded to Apple's cloud.
Yeah.
And most people.
Still there.
Yeah.
Once it goes to the cloud, it's still there.
I know. Even when you think you delete a picture, it like can randomly come back.
Oh yeah,
so it's happened to me so many times.
When you delete a picture with Apple, it has a whole folder recently deleted.
Yeah.
I know. It's never even really gone ever.
They're like, oh, are you sure you want to get rid of that? Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We'll hold on to it if you want, though. Like, I guess.
But that brings us back to like NFTs. Like now, the reason it's like Scamtopia now is because it's hard to do. But if your photos get minted as an NFT, basically when you take them, because Apple's doing that, Apple has their own algorithm to mint NFTs to their Apple blockchain, which I'm surprised they don't already have. That we know of.
Yeah, there was just going to say that
they probably do.
That we've been informed of.
That's probably where it goes.
Yeah.
That's probably where it goes.
Yeah.
They already have the Apple blockchain. It's not going away.
Right.
They're just waiting for a good time to talk about it.
Exactly. We're like not going to
Hey, you remember all those pictures you've been taking for the past 10 years? Well, we've accidentally been minting them to our blockchain.
Yeah.
So they can't go away now. That's the future we live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe somebody will use it for good. And like start to talk on a happy note. went from scams to 9/11 pretty quickly.
Back to school shootings. Podcasting's cool. Brings like good discussions.
I like the way that everyone sounds on the headphones.
Yeah.
That's really cool.